MadameZ here. Thank you so much for joining me on MadameZ and Friends podcast. Today I have a very, very special guest of whom I want to interview and introduce you to. But first and foremost, thank you to Purple Lava Coffee for sponsoring my podcast. Thank you. So, let me allow you to introduce yourself to my viewers.
Hi, everyone. I am Tracy Moy Archer. I'm the founder of the Boss Foundation. It's a foundation fighting against domestic abuse and violence against women, men, and children. And the word BOSS stands for Blessed, Obedient, Saved Sister.
Ooh, nice, huh? Thank you for giving that. This is a beautiful treat. Thank you so much.
So
yes,
welcome.
yes. Okay, so this is a very important foundation.
Yes.
Please give the viewers a background as to how and why this particular foundation came about, please.
Okay. Well, I'm a Christian and I have been a victim of domestic violence for 20 plus years. And it took God to help me out of that situation. So, in the midst of me recovering and healing and moving on, I saw it around me so much till God placed it on my heart a few years ago. But I was running. I'm like, Lord, I'm not telling my business to anyone. That's a part of my life I had buried. Things happened that my family didn't even know. Only me and my kids knew. But I had friends lately where it would just circle around, and I saw so many young women and children being violated and abused. And the Lord kept nudging, saying, you have to do this. And actually, my story has helped so many young women, men, and children to learn how to cope and just to bring about awareness to how not to get into domestic situations. And if you are, I'm saying, okay, I have a platform for you to speak out, me and along with other survivors saying this is not normal, this is not okay, you're not supposed to live this way. So let's talk about it and let's get out of it. But the goal of the Boss Foundation is to stop domestic violence even before it begins. Somebody has to break the cycle, and it starts here.
I love that. First of all, oh my goodness. Thank you.
Yes.
Because I can think of a lot of people, even within my own family, my friend circle,
Yes.
who have endured 20, 30, 40 years, 50 years, and couldn't figure a way out. Before we get deep into this, I want you to tell our viewers the contact information on if they need to contact you so that they can get some help.
Yes, I am
Please.
new, starting launched October of last year, but you can look me up on thebossfoundation.net, and you can also contact me on 404-834-8799. And I am creating new platforms via Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. So everything is in the works and new. But if they contact me on that number, 404-834-8799, I will get back to you. If I don't answer, please leave me a message.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Now, I heard you say your personal story, but now what are the steps when someone calls you? What are the steps that you're going to walk this person through? I don't want you to tell everything because the abusers have a way of finding out information, and we want them to be safe.
Yes.
So identify some things that you know that they would be able to access through you.
Okay. Well, leaving is, unless you're in intimate danger, you contact me, and it's a person-based plan that we will work on, because some women don't have time to come up with an escape plan. Like I had to personally come up with an escape plan. But what this foundation will do and has done, if you're in immediate danger, we'll get you somewhere safe. And we kind of walk through each person through every step of the way. Like this young lady, I had a situation, her abuser beat her up. and put her out. So when I got the call, I immediately make sure that her and her kids were safe. We put them up in a hotel. And my foundation is not a nonprofit, and that's simply because I'm trying to get around the HIPAA laws so it will be harder for the victims to find, because I know with a lot of nonprofit things, you can just look it up, but this safeguards the victim a little more and not let their abuser find them. So we'll get them to a safe place. We'll do an intake process. And it's kind of whatever the person is needing at that moment to maintain their safety, we will do, whether that is calling another agency or putting them up in the time being until we can transition them over. Because I have met some victims that say they want to leave, but they'll call their abuser and tell them where they are. So it kind of depends on the situation. I just meet the person where they are and come up with a plan.
Yeah, okay. And we know that that is, I don't want to say it's a problem, but we know that it happens when the person who's being abused keeps going back. And at some point in time, he or she will walk away and get some help, but it's up to each individual person. Now, the other thing I also wanted to say out loud was that it's not just women. Men are abused as well.
Yes.
And it's even harder for them to speak up because they're always known as being the provider, the man. And young men, brothers, there is no shame. Make sure you make the call. You need the help.
Yes.
Children, in terms of education, schooling, how can you help with that?
Well, we have a scholarship program where we do help kids to determine, or to not determine, but assist them into going to college. But I went to do a career day, and the kids were very interested. So just making them aware, saying, hey, this is not okay. And I had a few of them tell me about a home situation that they're in. So we're working with the children. And sometimes parents will listen to their children. But the problem with a lot of victims is the fact that when they leave, they worry about what is the next. What can you do for me next? Because I know I can't be here but a certain amount of time. So where am I gonna go? So in the next couple of years, 2 to 4 years, I'm giving it, I want to open actually an in-house facility. Because right now, God is blessing me to pay and fund this out of my overflow. And I tell people that want to donate, feel free to donate to the foundation, because all proceeds go back to help the victims. Because I'm not a pocket liner, I'm a cheerful giver, and I give to my victims and their families. Like the Boss Foundation goes even beyond helping victims. Like we have a program for the elderly women and men over the age of 65 who's on a fixed income. We give out household supplies free of charge. They just call and say, hey, I'm in need of something. So, like I said, I am a cheerful giver, and I see there's a need, and God just blesses me to be there for.
Are you in contact with agencies throughout the state to work with them, or them work with you to provide these extra services that the community needs?
I haven't been as of yet. That is something I'm working on, because like I said, I was just trying to get the foundation started because I saw a need and I immediately hit the ground running with the victims and the survivors to catapult them and get them to where they needed to go to make them successful. So this foundation is built on trust. And I am what resilience looks like, and there is hope. Oh,
Indeed, there is.
yes.
Indeed, there is. I was asking Miss Tracy, what would you tell someone who is afraid to speak up, afraid to come and ask for help, unsure about their future? What would you tell that person?
I would start off by first telling that person if you are in any type of danger to leave, to love yourself enough to say, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. It's okay to be afraid, but just know there is genuine help out there, but you have to be the one to seek it. I will never tell a victim to leave because they have to be ready to leave on their own time and really ready because so many women go back because they don't trust anyone, they don't know the known, and you're walking into the unknown. But you're already with the unknown because you don't know when he's going to get he or she's going to get an attitude. You're just not safe even though you think you are safe. So I would say first ask yourself, what do I want out of this? Do I deserve this? Even if you think you deserve it, you have got to love yourself enough to say it may be time for me to love me more and walk away because the cycle is going to keep repeating itself. And I know they tell you things like, I love you, I won't ever do it again. But trauma is the devil's playground. It turns you around like a merry-go-round. You might stop and get off and you're a little dizzy, you're unsure, but when you get back on, it starts back spinning. So I would say, ask yourself the question, am I enough for me? Do I love myself enough? And just seek help. Start praying. That is the number one answer that I can give anybody. Start praying. If you're not a believer, I would encourage you to believe. And because when I thought I couldn't leave enough strength, I had a praying grandmother. And I remember what she taught me. And I just used to silently whisper, God help me. And he did. Even when I didn't love myself, God loved me enough to pull me up and to give me the strength. So distinguish between true love and just lust. Because a lot of these abusers don't really love you, they just like the control. So take your power back and control yourself. And if you have children, definitely if you don't think about yourself, think about the children. And it's not an easy road. It's not an easy road at all. But you have to start somewhere. So start thinking about yourself and your children and your well-being and your future. Break the cycle.
Now, I'm going to say something to add on to that.
Yes.
I personally work I'm a teacher, I work in a high school. I work with some fantabulous, and I know that that's not a word in the dictionary, however, fantabulous counselors at my
Yes.
school. On any given day, if I've ever had a problem with a student who wanted to commit suicide or was thinking about it, another student who was ill, didn't have food in the house, another student who was just devastated, lost a parent. When my students come to me, I'm going to make the first thing, I'm a mom first, teacher second. And yes, I'm a mandated reporter, but I think I've established enough trust for them to understand. Talk to me, let me get you the help that you need. And that's another way for the younger generation.
Yes.
If you can't talk to your parents, you can't talk to someone in your family, you're afraid, but your school, you have designated people that you can talk to get some help. And they're not going to throw you under the bus. No. They're going to figure out a way to best help you.
Yes.
So have that amount of courage to speak up and get the help that you need. All right? Because the life you might be saving is not just your own, but everyone else's.
Yes. I agree.
Yeah.
Wholeheartedly to that. And I would also like to say, like I said, I'm not pocket liner. I'm a cheerful giver. So if there's anyone that would like to donate, even if it's your time, it doesn't have to always be money, just your time, your energy. You can call me at 404-834-8799. And also you can Zelle to that number, 404-837-8799. Any amount, it goes back to help the victims.
So, Miss Tracy, the boss of the Boss Foundation. Um, thank you for blessing my
Yes.
podcast
Yes,
with
ma'am.
you, for
Yes.
coming on
Yes.
to speak about a very, very sensitive topic,
Yes.
of which both men and women don't like talking about, because I know that in our community, it is something that is shh, 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 shh. We keep that here.
Yes.
We don't tell outsiders our business. But that is a business that needs to be
Yes.
dealt with and needs to be handled accordingly, safely,
Yes.
with a lot of knowledge in the being inserted in
Yes.
helping him, her, them, whoever they
Yes.
are. So thank you. Thank
you
you,
know
thank
what?
you, thank you.
People have been speaking about this in small, minute ways over the years. Because if you think about some songs, name a song that talked about domestic violence. I'll give you a hint. Eve.
Let me find out she's giving me trivia. And okay. And I was thinking Tina Turner's,
Okay.
her songs.
Which, yes.
Yeah, I was thinking of her. But you're saying Eve.
Eve did a piece on one of her best friends on the song Love is Blind.
Wow.
And she was talking about how her friend, baby's father, almost killed her. So, Tupac, Brenda's got a baby.
Yeah.
Ludacris has some songs out there. So, it has been smallly talked about, but
Yeah.
it's a hush hush thing. Like, we're living in a society today where you have very powerful people who think that it's just a little situation.
It's just a little situation.
Yeah.
Not gonna make a big thing out of it.
Yes. And like I said, it's a process, because even when I went to help this young lady to file a restraining order, they treat you like you are the abuser.
yes.
Like, why are you here doing this? Like, so it can be like intimidating, but you have to stick with it. You have to stick with it.
Oof. This is such a heavy and deep topic, but it is one that definitely the conversation needs to keep coming.
And it will.
I want to definitely invite you back
Yes,
to the
ma'am.
podcast once you've implemented some other things that we talked
Yes.
about, and just keeping the information out there.
Yes.
Making folks aware.
Yes.
Giving them a safe place.
Yes.
Where they can go to, who they can contact,
Yes,
and know
ma'am.
that Miss Tracy is a person that you definitely can trust.
Yes.
And trust that you're going to get the help that you need.
Yes. Definitely takes a village.
Indeed, it does.
Yes. One person can't do it alone.
We can't do it by ourselves.
I started the foundation, but it's going to take a whole village to rally around it. And I have a few survivors that rally around what we do, because we have events just like we had the Love is in the Air gala that everybody enjoyed. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, so we will be having a big outing for women, men, and children. Just if it's for one moment, somebody can say,
To
I'm
breathe,
releasing
exhale.
right now, and out of that space or that situation, if it's just for a few hours.
Do you have a date and the venue for
Saturday,
October?
October the 3rd.
Because I will be there to make sure I'm volunteering my time. Thank you so much.
Yes. It will be at Rivers Ranch in Jackson, Georgia. Unless I change the location to a school, which a school in DeKalb County said they would, love to host it, because like I said, in these different areas, the conversations need to be had to break the stigma and to break the silence.
One of the things, and I know I keep talking, but one of the things I learned when we came back from COVID back into the classroom, the incidents were astoundingly
Yes.
high.
It's an epidemic now. You can't turn on your television in the morning without breaking news. Someone has killed someone in a domestic dispute. And it's to the point where it's saddening and sickening. And you have children that's being harmed and even killed in the midst of someone else's domestic dispute.
Yeah. It has trickled down into our students to the point where I'm noticing, and I'm not a psychiatrist, I do not have a medical degree, none, I do have a master's, but it has nothing to do with medicine or psychiatry or sociology, none of that. But what I am noticing is a lot of our students do not have that special filter that we had when we were growing up, that caring about someone else. They have been desensitized
Yes.
to things happening, and so therefore there is no longer that willingness to help the person who's down. Instead, it is a group of people who are now beating the person.
Yes.
Where yeah, that's the best way that I can explain that.
Yes.
And it's scary.
Very
And we have to
scary.
do something about that as a community. So, Miss Tracy,
Yes.
I want you to give a last parting message,
Okay.
and then we're going to wrap up.
Okay. To anyone listening, if you are a survivor, a victim, or an abuser, I want you to know that abuse is never okay. Whether it's physical, emotional, mental, cyber, financial, any type of abuse, and you're forcing negative behavior on someone who doesn't want it in a controlling or violent manner, even an aggressive manner, it's not okay. And people need to speak out and start having these conversations. And you can start with the Boss Foundation or someone you feel like you can trust, because trust is a big part of it. But you have to start from somewhere. No matter how small you think something is, something you may want to say but can't. Nothing is too small to start your healing journey. You can reach me at 404-834-8799.
Thank you. And that'll be it for now. Thank you so much for joining in and listening to MadameZ and Friends podcast. And thank you so much, Miss Tracy. I appreciate
welcome.
you.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll see you next time on MadameZ and Friends podcast.
Yes.
Bye for now.